Hello everyone, NJ Kelly Gardner. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am doing my mid and end of June garden tour. Uh, as you can see right in front of you, we have our white donut peach. I'm gonna name it that for short. When I first got this tree, it was stressed out on an 11 fiber container. It is still adjusting. This weekend we are going to hit above 100 degrees. With that being said, I'm going to water it tonight like crazy. However, I was going to water it tonight like crazy, but my water hose decided to bust because it was extremely hot. So I had to go out and get a new water hose. And that's an emergency. I wasn't going to, try to spend any money because, you know, when you're trying to save up, to do other things, that's important, right? But this is an emergency, and so I gotta go get another water hose, which sucks. So if you guys get over 100 degrees, you want to make sure you live in a climate like Arizona, Florida, in the deep south somewhere. You want to make sure you water at least twice or 3 times consistently with your vegetables and fruit trees and citrus. So with that being said, I end up potting it up because I saw that it was root bound as well. So I saw how many inches I needed to go up with in its container, and I went up about 3 inches. 3 inches. So right now it's an 18-gallon container, and I didn't go out and purchase a container. I used a used container I had already in use, and just went on and used a 18-gallon container. And I like the shape of it. I like how it looks, but it does need to. I believe I should paint it because it doesn't match my other containers I have already. Um, but it's a great tree. I can't wait to get fruit off of it. With that being said, we have our corn here, uh, and we in it's flower, and now it's grown corn. As you can see, if I turn a little bit, you can see we have corn starting to come up a little bit. Hopefully you can get a good look. Okay. And I can take you through here, get even a better look. We have another one. So this one in the back is not doing well, and the reason why it's not doing well because it doesn't have enough room, enough space to grow. So we have at least like five corn stalks growing in a raised bed right now. If I wanted to, I could just use this whole thing, which is corn, but I didn't. I wanted to use this as a multi-purpose French method gardening method here. And so over here, we had the three sisters. We had, we got two sisters now. We have the pumpkin, which is doing okay. We have our lemon cucumber, which is doing okay. And then we have our mustard greens, our collard green here, our rosemary that's right here, and then we have our bell pepper, which is starting to bloom, and sunflowers, but the sunflower dead. So okay, and then we have our sun gold cherry tomato that's no longer um well no that has no more tomatoes on it because it's been eaten up. I've been eating on them. Then we have our Mayo lemon that's doing very well. It came back tremendously. We used as we potted it up as for sure, but now we're gonna go ahead and use next week at the end of June. We're gonna go ahead and use Epsom salt because this is new foliage, and what happens is the Epsom salt is a magnesium which allow your leaves to get darker. So if you're gonna do this, if you don't have any rainwater, I would say use your water from your water hose. Take a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket. Use a tablespoon per gallon, and go ahead and uh, allow it to sit for overnight, 24 hours, and then to go ahead and use that. And because I want to say this too, because as you can see, because it wasn't being protected by the leaves on the tree. We had a burnt fruit of Meyer lemon from sunburn, and what you want to do is pluck it off. And I'm gonna try to pluck it off and not be so wobbly here, but pluck it off and place it back in the soil and allow your tree to get nutrients back into its trunk. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna grow even more. And as you can see, we have blossoms again on our Meyer lemon. All right, and so that's that. And then we got the blood orange, same thing. The second another blood orange, more new foliage. I pruned it. Well, the one of the branches broke off, so I went ahead and pruned it off and cut it off, prune it off, and look at what it's doing now. And that's because I'm doing a bi-weekly liquid fertilizer. Using a bi-weekly liquid feed bi-weekly. Then we have our signal. I'm about to say the blood orange again. We have our Aurora Sensuma, which is doing great. I'm glad Martin Bashar from Against Best did a video on this because I was gonna do one and he beat me to it. So great information he has. Go to his YouTube channel. You will see what he's talking about the Aurora Sensuma. I'm glad he did. He said he suggested that you don't in the wintertime you don't cover this tree because you don't need to. So that's a great information he gave me because I was going to do that, and because I have an idea what I'm going to do for the winter, but that's not going to happen now because it doesn't need to be done. We have a Washington navel that's looking beautiful with the flowers. See that? Those are petunias that's surrounded with the Washington navel, and that's doing great. Boysenberries has been harvested already. Tastes so delicious and nice and juicy. A little bit tart, but a little bit sweet. If you like that type of fruit, I would suggest you get one, but don't get one that has thorns on it. This one has thorns on it, so be careful. And then I'm gonna take you very quickly to our compost. And all I did was just use coffee grinds, a little bit of food scraps that I had, but not much. It was probably like 2 handfuls, and just grass, coffee grinds, and tea bags. That's it. Oh, and some egg containers that I had left over. But as you can see, and we can just turn it a little bit. As you can see the difference on how it's looking right now, and this is what it looks like, guys. Look at that compost. So if you don't want to use food scraps, just use coffee grinds and grass, and you'll get a quick use of compost. And I also want to say this. Thanks to Voodoo Gardener, he's the one that has great information about compost. Gosh, he's very funny. He tells some great stories, and you will love his videos. He has a channel called The Voodoo Gardener, but he also have another channel which I can't think of the name, and that other channel is where he talk about compost. So go to his YouTube channel. You will just have a great opportunity of listening to what he had to say. The lavender died. The mint has been pruned back because it's no longer in use anymore. And then we also have our sugar babies that's doing great. I have a total of 5 sugar babies, okay, that's growing so far. And then we want to show you what happened today. So our water hose busted. Sucks, right? Yes, we have an emergency because we need to get a new water hose. So if you don't have a drip irrigation, guys, go ahead and get you a water hose, and water that way by hand. A great opportunity, great way of making sure that everything gets water is still a great method of using the water hose. But if you can afford a drip irrigation system, get you one. I do believe in that. I was gonna do it, but I cannot because of where I live right now, and so I'm not able to get a drip irrigation kit. So until then, you'll save a lot of money with that. So until I move and do what I gotta do, we got to use water by hand. Also, I want to show you very quickly our grapes, which is looking fabulous. And so remember, we're gonna be over 100 degrees for the next 2-3 days, and I do have to. I moved some stuff around onto my other location, and that was the summer squash and the cucumbers and strawberries. Those has been moved to a new location due to the heat. Um, and we harvested the cucumbers already and summer squash. It was delicious. Then we have more strawberries. That's gonna be moved as well, and then our sugar snap peas, which has to be harvested, and I did sow some more sugar snap peas already. So guys, until next time. Oh, and our moringa. Look at this baby. Look at that. It's doing well. So y'all know, guys, out of the four moringa trees seeds that I had growing, this is the only one that's left. And so we're gonna pray and have believe God that it's gonna work out. Everything gonna work out good. So that's gonna grow very well and take up root and allow us to harvest from it within a couple of months. But guys, this is a long video. I've been talking too much. So our eggplant, our cucumbers, our summer squash, and strawberries, and one of my basils all have been relocated to a different area. But I also have, and I'm gonna go do it. I'm walking backwards, guys. But I also have our jalapeno that started to flower. I'll give you a good look at that. And our borage is doing great too. And so until next time, guys, happy gardening, and remember, you're destined for greatness. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let me know what is growing in your garden this far and what has died this far. So with that being said, I'm signing out. Shalom, and take it easy.